and gentlemen, so welcome back. How are you? How you doing? How's your week going? Starting good? Did you have a great memorial? Dude, seriously? You've been away from the microphone too long. Labor Day weekend? Mine was awesome. However, on Labor Day, I did have a problem. As many of you know already, and you got the message over the, oh my goodness, Okay, for those of you who weren't in the studio in here, I just sneezed. So I paused the microphone for a second. Sorry about that. So I had a problem, as many of you know. On Labor Day, I recorded the show and I put it out there, and nobody got it. What's up? I mean, seriously, I got a couple of messages from my loyal listeners saying, hey, dude, not getting any podcasts. What's up? Got a baseball game to go to and no one to listen to. So come to find out, we had some feed issues that were going on, working with a vendor, and unfortunately on the holiday it was really difficult to get a hold of them. And then coming out of the holiday, apparently with all the issues that were going on, a number of people were getting a hold of them, and there was a queue list, and that took the better part of the week to get fixed. So we're back. We're firing on all 8 cylinders, and 12 if you're driving a Jaguar. And want to talk with you. We're going to start off the week with confidence. I want to talk to you about this foolproof plan, some good solid tips and techniques to boost your confidence. I mean, because do you feel like you could benefit from the strengthening your confidence? Huh? Yeah. The answer is yes. I'll help you with all the tough ones, all right? I mean, because, let's be honest. It's not 100% imperative for you to have confidence. But let me tell you, it does make things a whole lot easier. I mean, I've tried new things and new adventures where I was a little unsure, a little less confident than I usually am. And I tell you, it's a lot harder to even start. And those things I'm confident in, of course, you boldly go where no man has gone before, right? But you can still accomplish things without self-confidence. But like I was saying, would you actually try it? Would you even take that first step? Would you? Probably not. And if you don't think you're going to be successful, are you going to even go for it? I mean, you'll likely throw in the towel long before you even get started. Confidence can be elusive. And as our success ebbs and wanes, it gets even more elusive. As your success goes up, you feel more confident. But as it goes down that downhill slide, it tends to be like way behind you in the rearview mirror. So how you can maintain your confidence through those ebbs and flows of life? That's the question, right? I want to get to that in a couple of minutes. But hey, have you got the 7 steps to success? You know, that 7-day free trial? Well, let's talk about the 7 steps to success. Those 7 critical steps I keep talking about on every Monday morning show. Have you gotten it? You haven't? Well, go get it. Gosh darn it. I mean, just go out there to yoursuccessatlast.com and you'll see the big banner across the top. And it says, hey, check out the video for the 7 critical steps to success. Watch the video if you want to. I mean, there's some decent information in there. It's a little pitch video, hey, trying to sell you, right? But, just drop in your name and email. Just put your first name. Put in a fake name if you want to. You're going to want to put in a real email, though, because that's how you're going to get the 7 critical steps to success. But I'll share with you a little bit about that. But here's what I want you to do. Is if you get the 7 critical steps to success, you're also going to get a little. It's going to land you on the offer page for this show. This show is now coming to you 5 days a week if you're a premium member. Okay, you're going to continue to get it Monday. Every Monday, I'm going to come at you live and in living color, but for free, right? It's got to put the good free content out there. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we continue to do this every day of the week. I'll actually share with you the topics we'll be going over a little later on. So the question of the day, we ask you every Monday, How do you want to feel? But let's start with, how do you feel? You feel good? You ready for the week? You ready to kick some booty and take some names? Oh, you forgot your pencil? That's okay. So start with, how do you feel? You feel down? Kind of lethargic? I don't really want to face the week. Oh my gosh, I've got too many bills to pay. Right? I've been there too. But now the next question becomes, how do you want to feel? So as you weigh those 2 questions, you begin to grapple with, how do I get from point A, how do I feel, to point B, how do I want to feel? If you have those answers to your two questions firmly implanted in your head and keep thinking about them as you go through the week, right? Your brain is it is a divine goal-seeking mechanism. It will find you a way to get from point A to point B if you confidently push that way. Oh, confidence. Do you want to feel confident? Yeah, what a great transition. Boy, I just rolled right out of my mouth. So I want to share with you these tips. I want you to try these tips because they can, if you put the effort in, because there's no free lunch, right? Free is all relative, right? Even if you go for a free lunch, usually it's because the gentleman on the other side of the table has something they want to sell you, or they want a job from you. They want something from you. There's no free lunch. It's all relative. So try these things. Put in the efforts. And I can tell you that it certainly will boost your confidence to the roof. These are techniques I use personally. Number one, know thyself. There can be no truer statement. That's why I made it number one in this particular case. I want you to make a list of all your strengths, all your capabilities, all the things that you do fairly well, really well, and I'm the master, right? Who's the master? I want you to write them all down. I'm going to include the things that you have an affinity for or really have a talent for, even if you've never tried it. If you think you're a good actor because you can goof around and you can actually make people believe you when you're acting, but you've never done acting, write it down. I mean, if you're just reliable or intelligent or coordinated, or if you have musical abilities, if you can sing, if you were ever in West Side Story in high school, you know who I'm talking to. Yeah, you do, right? Or if you're great with leatherworks, you know who I'm talking to. And I'm specifically directing those two statements at a couple of people that are out there in the listening audience, okay? Write them down. These are things you've done you should be proud of. And you were proud of at one time, maybe not have forgotten about it. You see, putting your positive qualities on paper are going to show you the many reasons that you have to be self-confident, right? You're already doing better than you think. If you think about it. The thing is, so many of us, we stop thinking about it. So, and then behind that, I want you to list all your achievements. Okay? Think of all the amazing things that you've done, all the wondrous things you've accomplished. And just because it's not wonderful to the world doesn't mean it's not really good for you. Because we tend to mentally linger on our quote-unquote perceived failures. If you could see that I'm doing the bunny ears with my fingers in the air, right? I want you to flip the script and try lingering on the good stuff for a change. You see, we control our thoughts. We have the ability to choose our thoughts so we can control them. So here what I'm telling you to do is choose wisely. Go, start way back when you were a kid and start walking forward. What things have you accomplished? Well, graduated elementary school. Ooh, that's not a great accomplishment. You know what? For some people it is. For some people, getting through elementary school was a challenge. I knew a gentleman, he was a gentleman back then. He was a kid. His name was Woodrow. And yes, his last name was actually Wilson. This is no joke. He lived upstairs from me, and when I lived in Germany, my dad was stationed there the last time. He went through third grade 3 times. It was a challenge for him to get through that, but he made it. And believe it or not, in 5th grade, he was really proud of the fact that he was moving along at what would be called a normal pace. Did you graduate high school? Yeah. Did you get a GED? Yeah, that's a challenge too. My oldest daughter had to do that. She fumbled and bumbled in high school, but she knuckled down and she went and she got her GED. Very proud of that, right? To go to college, right? Are you raising a family? Do you have productive kids? Has your son just left the nest to go to college? Cal State Fullerton, or any other college for that matter, right? Huh? Did your son go to Texas A&M? Yeah? Obviously, my 2 friends, their sons have gone to both of those, right? What have you done? What have you accomplished? Right now, let's take this down a little more granular. Got to keep an eye on the time here. I have a long list, and I overdid it again. I want you to make a list of your daily accomplishments. Right at the end of each day, Make a list of all the things you've accomplished. Maybe you just simply remembered to take the trash to the curb. You paid your bills on time. You exercised for that 30 minutes that you committed to exercise, right? You helped your kid learn to ride a bike or fix the bike or paint something or build the whatever out back. You did something that you should be proud of. Write it down. It's going to sound trivial, but it's all these little things that build up to the confidence. It's the same negative thoughts repeated that chip away at our confidence. So now use that same power to your advantage. After that, take a minute and learn how to motivate yourself. I know you come here and maybe you get a little boost. Maybe my energy rubs off on you. Maybe you're just like arguing with everything I say and that motivates you to. Whatever it is, real justified confidence comes with the ability to achieve goals. Achieving goals largely comes from the ability, to stay motivated. That's why I put out this show Monday through Friday, to give you that little oomph every day, to be that little boost for you, that little positive nagger in your ear, that little rah-rah cheerleader going, come on, you can do it. And then kicking you in the rear when you're saying you can't, and then giving you the tips in your ear when you're not quite sure either way. See, we all know it's easier just to put things off. Just to procrastinate. These are the excuses that we invent for ourselves. Set yourself up to be successful each and every day, right? Come up with a few activities that will improve your life, and it also will improve your sense of accomplishment. Because if you set up, let's say just three things you're going to do today, they're going to make things a little bit better. Like I said, it could be just taking out the trash, working with your kids, help them with their homework, right? Make dinner for your spouse. That means you too, husbands. Make dinners for your spouse, right? For example, you could just decide you're going to read a certain number of pages in a book at night, or you're going to exercise that 30 minutes like I mentioned earlier, and then stick to the plan. You'll begin to trust yourself to follow through. You know what? You'll feel more confident as a result. And it'll also give you something to write down, like I said back in number 3. All right, so we're getting towards the end here. I'm going to give you one more. Take care of yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself. Looking and feeling your best is definitely going to contribute to your confidence. Take the time to stay healthy, stay fit. Dress as well as you're able to, right? Maybe you need to go out and buy another shirt, another pair of pants, practice some good grooming habits. There's something about looking at yourself in a mirror and saying, God dang, I look good. I do that every once in a while. Anyway, but if you look at yourself and you're thinking, God, I look awful. Imagine how that's going to erode your day. Yeah? So if you take care of yourself, you start to believe that you deserve it. And you know what? You do. And then other people around you are going to feel that. And they're going to start to believe you deserve it too. And that does wonders for your confidence. I got 3 more here, but I'm already out of time. And I want to remind you about the 7 tips, the 7 critical tips for success. So you got to go out there to yoursuccessatlast.com. Just click on it, drop your email in there. I'll send it right out to you. No hype, no fast sales pitches, just some advice. 7 critical steps to success. All right? And then, of course, I'm going to drop you on a thank you page where I'm going to tell you about how to get this program for the rest of the week, right? And you know what? I'll even give it to you free for 7 days. So you come on in here. It's Monday. You'll get it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you'll get it next Monday again. 7 days. And if you don't like it, click cancel. No harm, no foul. You can keep coming here and listen on Mondays for free. No big deal. And if you like it, well, there you go. In the meantime, I want you to go out, work on your confidence. Like I said, know thyself, right? List your major achievements. Okay, and then go out and make a list of your daily accomplishments. Write them down as you're wrapping things up for the day. 4, learn how to motivate yourself. And 5, take care of yourself. And hopefully, because you're taking care of yourself and you're feeling a little more motivated, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, think successfully. Take action. Bye-bye. Talk to you later. Oh, my goodness. Before I leave, I almost forgot to tell you what we're going to talk about the rest of the week. All the more reason to sign up for your free 7-day trial, right? So on Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to respond to criticism. Wednesday, overcoming obstacles to your success. Thursday, 7 ways to boost your self-esteem, kind of building on the self-confidence. They kind of round each other out. They're the yin to the yang. And the thing that can wear away on your self-esteem, your self-confidence is fear. So on Friday, we're going to talk about transforming fear into success. Now I can leave you happy. Think successfully. Take action. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.